Also, I wanted to do a quick video on because I did a one of my previous videos. I was talking about the top 5 female professions to stay away from if you want to take that girl seriously. And I think I should do a male one because I got like my own list. I just want to make sure I want to refresh people's memories because I kind of already spoke on this a little bit. The reason why you don't really have top 5 male professions to stay away from because really you want your really girls' emotions change. You know, at one point they'll say, I don't want you around. Then they'll say, man, I wish you'll be around. Or they'll be like, oh, he works too long hours. Then he cuts back his hours. Then you start getting less money. Then you leave him because he makes less money. It's just all over the place. So, you know, it's kind of hard to even make a list like that. But I will say this: I'm gonna make this list, the top 5 male professions to stay away from in terms of like dating seriously, or even marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I made a little list. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go one by one. You know, number. First of all, number one. It should be pretty obvious what number one is. Police. If you're dating a policeman, I mean, I don't. Whatever happens to you, it happens to you. Like I still be seeing some girls. They be they still be dating cops. They still be dating law enforcement. Anybody in that law enforcement type of shit. It's like why would you do that to yourself? Like if it like people talking about statistics. Do you know like that the domestic violence they got it's the top policeman is the top in terms of domestic violence, and that means and like I said, a lot of them don't even get reported, and they're still number one. Doesn't that tell you something, bro? If the cop acts up on you, because I know like a lot of women in this day and age, they like to rely on the system, to, to keep the man in check. Okay, who you finna call if he acts up? His buddies? You're trapped. So like I said, if you shouldn't even be dating a male cop if you're a female. That's just idiotic. That should be number like I didn't even do no research on this, but that should be clear cut number one. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now number two, I say military. It's pretty self explanatory. Um, Gone for long periods of times. The more times the partner is separated, the more opportunities bullshit is gonna happen, whether it be on his end or on your end. So, and on top of that, you don't know what kind of you don't know, especially if he's like in the Marines, if he's seeing action, the PTSD, the therapy that he's gonna need, or if he gets seriously injured, you're gonna have to take care of him for real. You know what I'm saying? He loses a leg, you know. So that I mean, plus, I always said like, on the female side, you don't date military women on that, but definitely on the male end, don't that really shouldn't be something. And it's and I always especially if you're not a cheater, unless if you're a girl that likes to fuck around, then of course you're gonna like military guys because they're gone for long periods of times. But if you don't want to be because I'm just saying, military wives, they're known thoughts, and if you don't want to be known as a thought, you probably should stay away from the military men because it's as I'm just saying, military wives have a reputation for being thoughts because trust me, they are. I don't want to snitch, but yes, they are. Like I'm talking about, I know this personally, and I'm not saying I mess with, but I'm talking about I know a situation where I was like I saw it. I'm not gonna tell you what happened, but it's like it's too obvious. Like no, do not like you don't want to be mixed in, with that nonsense. And on top of that, Military men fuck around too, especially if they're going overseas. You don't know what he's doing over there. Dude could have a whole other family in like what was it, Germany, Vietnam, especially when Vietnam there was guys that had a whole other family on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now let's do so police number one, military number two. I would say number three would be firefighters. I think I would say firefighters because you know what? No. Scratch that. Number three, I'm gonna hit entertainers. So when I say entertainers, that's gonna cover a whole range of base of people, right? That's gonna be athletes because I count them as entertainers. Any type of celebrities, right? Actors, musicians, any type of performer. You know what I'm saying? Entertainers in general. That's gonna cover that whole base, and that should be obvious to me. Like, because girls don't like it when their men cheat, but if he's an entertainer, he's gonna cheat. I mean, especially if he's a celebrity, unless if you don't mind sharing, which I know most of you guys hate it, but you guys eventually are going to have to do it. You know what I'm saying? But that covers that right range because entertainer, I count the athletes as entertainers too. So that's the athletes, musicians, celebrities, actors, all those people that be on TV, news reporter. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Podcaster. Nah, man. So yeah, so then number four, I'm gonna say politicians. If you're dating somebody that likes to involve himself politically in things, whether even if he's a campaign manager, not even anything part of that political realm, even if he wants to be a mayor, that's because look, imagine if he makes it big and starts being in the public limelight. That means you are in the public limelight too. That means you can't even make no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So unless like, are you sure that's what you want? You want a politician as a spouse? You that's what you want? I don't think that's what you want. I don't think that's what you want. But girls like dudes with power, but once they're in that situation, then they realize, man, I am in over my head. I can't escape, even if I leave him. All right, so now number five, I will say firefighters. I don't think people realize a lot of those firefighters can be bullies. Uh, I just want you to ask people that grew up in the inner city. I saw it, even though I didn't grow up in the hood or anything. But I want you to ask people that grew up in the hood some of the stuff that firefighters will say to them. Just to let you know, and firefighters are always looked as heroes, so they really have this. They really think they're the shit. You know what I'm saying? So um, they have a massive ego problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's like those firefighters, they can be dicks. And I don't know if you want that at the house. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for somebody humble, a firefighter's not it. People watch Modern Family and they think shit is all good. No. I don't think you want a firefighter. I want you to do I'm not gonna give you all the research because I'm tired of giving I'll give people whole research, and then like on YouTube I'll reply to somebody and I'll give them the evidence, the facts, all of that. And then they'll be like, I ain't reading this long ass paragraph, and it's just like, so you might as well I'm just saying, just do the research on these firefighters. I want you to look up the stuff that firefighters used to do in the past. That same stuff still carries on today. You might not think so, but I want you to do your research on these firefighters, what they be doing. Sometimes some of them be worse than cops with the stuff that they'll do or say to you. A lot of them can be bullies. And like I said, they got a complex. They got a savior complex to them because they are, their job is to literally run into fire to save people. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, yeah, it would be like, it would almost be dating like a superhero, but he's really not a superhero. But he almost has that image about himself as that guy. So I don't know if that's what you want. So yeah, my top five. But definitely, if you dated, look. So my top five, just to sum it up: number one, policeman, which is too obvious. Number two, military, right? Number three, entertainer, and that, like I said, that covers athletes, musicians, celebrities, actors, the whole line, TV people, TV personality, all of that. That covers all of that in entertainer. Circus performers, Broadway, all of that. That covers everybody. Number four, politicians and anybody in that political realm. And number five, that would be the firefighters. That would be my top five. And obviously, honorable mentions, doctors, lawyers, even though people just say, oh, marry a doctor. Oh, marry a lawyer. I'm not sure that's what they want. I'm not sure that's what they want, man. I'll just say it, man. Especially the lawyers, man. Lawyers, doctors, especially nowadays, these are some of the most dirtiest professions. People don't think that, but I want you to do the research. What they have to do, especially anybody in that court system. Like these people, like these people are evil, bro. These people have a racket in the court system, basically to divide people's families and to cause and to let the chaos be what it is. They're not finna change it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you look up how the system works, how with child support and all this nonsense, like how the judges get a cut of it, and how all the I just want, like, okay, when I grew up, when I was a kid, I was helping out. I'm not gonna say where, but I was doing some volunteer work, and I overheard a lawyer and a judge talking to each other on a golf court. And what I heard at, like, I think I was in seventh, no, or eighth grade or ninth grade. Wait, I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school. And what I heard blew my damn mind. If you're gonna pick a lawyer, you better pick a lawyer. Like if you get into some real shit, get a lawyer. But you don't go into the courtroom to prove that you're of right morally. You gotta get a lawyer that can get you off. A lawyer that got connections, the lawyer that knows the judges, the lawyer that knows the other lawyer, the lawyer that knows that he's plugged. You got to get a lawyer that got a good rate, like a good success rate, and one that's plugged. Now, if you look up his track record, he probably done got pedophiles off, probably done got mafia people off, people that's really guilty off. But that's the ones you got to get. Those are the dirtiest ones, but that's what you got to get. If you try to get on that whole moral shit, that shit's not gonna work in court. It's not going to work. What I heard from that lawyer and judge when it was just chilling, that shit blew my mind. I was like, wow, they're just taking the piss out of this guy's life. Like, I'm not even gonna give the details of the lawyer. Hey, I remember. The reason why I think they thought that I was the help. And, they be saying anything in front of the help because they can't do nothing. What they finna do? I think that's what happened. I don't even think they knew I was a volunteer, that like I was actually a citizen that actually, never mind. I don't want to give up the location of the spot. But like I said, man, what they said blew my mind. And that's when I found out, like, the court system is very, that shit is no different than the drug game, man. So yeah, that would be my honorable mention. I would say this though. I would say this: if you're a lady and you're looking for a guy to date, somebody with like morals and integrity and all that stuff, or I don't. Well, ladies ain't really looking for that. But if you want a good person, I'll say this: like, give a male teacher a chance. That's a good investment in a husband, right? Like a male teacher, what else? Hmm. I would say a coach. I would say, yeah, I would say a barber. Guys with trades, a coach, not like a life coach, but I mean a coach that coaches kids. You know what I'm saying? Not college coaches, not college coaches. I mean like a high school coach. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Um, oh, another. I'll say this. So that's the end of guys that I think women should give a chance and stuff. Like, yeah, women should, scientists, people that can change the world. You know what I'm saying? People, people that have a real impact in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this, which these girls always fall for. Girls should why this is preachers. That's a red flag. Those preachers be anybody. Right? Or a therapist. That's the new, like, when it comes to those professions, do not date these people. A lot of pimps leave prison and then they become preachers. A lot of pimps, they leave prison, or they leave their hustle and they become therapists. And then they traffic girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real issue. You don't know who these preachers been, because there's really no prerequisite. Like, there's no, anybody can be a preacher. You know what I'm saying? And then can make money. Same with therapists. It could be any. They could just make money. You don't know what they're doing on the side. These therapists are drug dealing themselves. They're giving people pills, getting a cutback from that. Preachers, they be having all types of hustles in their cathedral, doing all time, making deals with mafia people. Man, you don't even know the dirt the preachers and the therapists be doing. The male preachers and the male therapists be doing. Do not date these guys or marry those guys. That is not a good deal. So I forgot to mention that in my honorable mention. I would stay clear away from those guys. They're top, definitely top 5, top 10 worthy. Definitely top. Like, somebody say number one preacher, I would even bat an eye to that. Or male. I'll say this though. I'll say this though. If you are going to get a therapist, I would I would I would prefer you get a male therapist, but just the therapy game is a hustle, bro. It's just a big hustle. Like, I would say, like, avoid female therapists in general just because they just give terrible advice. But in terms of therapy, you got to get a guy. You need to find like a male therapist that's already well established, and somebody that's not finna give you pills, and somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. That would be, what I'm saying. If you're getting one of those guys, I don't know, because like I said, the therapy game is that is a hustle right there. That is a good hustle. That is a good hustle right there. And I would recommend. Okay, maybe male therapists not to marry, but but definitely preachers. No, no, no. Do not do that. Do not do that.